So if you thought that Ultra Instinct Shaggy was the first time that Dragon Ball Z was mixed with Scooby Doo, well, you're wrong, because I found the first iteration of a Scooby Doo character taking on the characteristics from Dragon Ball Z, and that is coming up next.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
So I'm on this Majin Buu kick, and yesterday's video really spurred me to create more Majin Buu content. And if you haven't watched yesterday's video, I go through some of the history of the Buu race coming from Dragon Ball Online all the way up to Xenoverse and Dragon Ball Fighters. So make sure you go ahead and check out that video. I'm gonna have that video in the link below and in the top comment, and it's gonna be at the end of this video. So in yesterday's video, we found out that there was another version of Majin Buu that probably the majority of you guys did not know about, and that is the original female Buu, or the mother of Boos, because this character and Fat Buu are the originators of the Majin Buu race in Dragon Ball Online and Xenoverse 2. Everything basically boils down to Fat Buu wanting to start a family, and so he splits part of himself up, creates a female version, and they go ahead and make kids. So that is one version of Buu that we did not previously really know about down. I have 6 more versions of Buu, and these come from a little known magazine called Becca DBZ. Now, if you don't know what Becca DBZ is, well, then you're probably just like me, because I had no idea what this was. And I'm an old school Dragon Ball Z fan. I grew up in the 90s, and when this magazine came out, I was 10, 11 years old. Now, Becca magazine was one of the original magazines that brought Dragon Ball news to the larger community. There was no real websites that were covering this sort of thing. It wasn't as easy to find Dragon Ball news as it is right now. You can't just go online, search it, and find it. So this was a monthly subscription, and it came with a bunch of behind the scenes news. It came with reviews for episodes and fan arts, a lot of fan arts. And this magazine is just crazy, and it deserves a video of its own, so I'm not going to dive too much into it. But in 2002, there was an edition of this magazine that featured a whole column of goofy what-if transformations for Majin Buu. It was called What If Buu Wasn't Exactly Himself. Now, the article starts out with giving some stats on Majin Buu, giving his race, his age, his best friend, which obviously is Mr. Satan. Now this one's a little bit interesting. It says family, none really. I guess you could say Bobbity, but that would bring up the question, what came first, the chicken or the egg controversy. So I'm not exactly sure what they're meaning by that, but I'm assuming since Fat Buu was alive before Bobbity and then he was in prison and then Bobbity released him, maybe that's the controversy they're talking about. And there's a bunch of other information on here, but the first what if transformation we get to is Sponge Buu SquarePants, which obviously is Majin Buu absorbs SpongeBob. Now this description is one of the funniest. It goes tiny and covered in holes like Swiss cheese. This variation of Buu is especially dangerous. He has the power to be incredibly annoying and yet appeal to children. He is easily identifiable by his unique square pants. Anyone over his or her teenage years should avoid all contact with this villain if possible. And basically all they did was describe SpongeBob in this. The next one we got is Scooby Buu. See, I told you guys, this is the first iteration of a crossover between Scooby-Doo and Dragon Ball. How about if Buu managed to merge with another cartoon character, Scooby-Doo? Well, there's a long answer and a short answer. We'll deal with the long answer first. The best possible combination that could work out here is Fat Buu merging with Scoob. That way, by combining Boo's insatiable appetite with Scooby's, he would be too hungry to ever do any damage. But the short answer is, anyway you slice it, you'd get a Buu scared of his own shadow that could put a crack down the side of the earth if he screamed too loud. And so far, I love both these designs. I don't know why, but they did a really good job melding together Buu if he had absorbed either of these two characters. After this, we have 4 more variations of Majin Buu. The first one is Disco Buu. I'm not going to read the whole description, but basically it is a Buu that has integrated with disco culture. Next is Elvis Buu, and he's got 5 singles that are combinations of things that happen in Dragon Ball Z with popular Elvis songs. Then I'm going to skip the next one because I'm going to go straight to Squash Buu, which is basically just Buu squashed on the floor like chewing gum. And the last character that we have here is George W. Buu, which in 2002, we were still in the middle of the Iraq War, and George W. Bush, he was favorably looked upon back in those days. So this is a very dated reference to one of the presidents of the United States, and I'm telling you right now, this description is bananas. This particularly patriotic Buu is a weapon of mass protection. He has the unique ability to root out villains wherever they may lurk and dole out a barrage of fierce offensive attacks. He has faced off against some truly horrifying opponents, but his greatest battle is yet to be waged. It will occur in the November of 2004 presidential election. I could not make this shit up. And of course, we get what Majin Buu would look like if he absorbed George W. Bush. Even the podium has a Majin sign on it. So yeah, this probably was the craziest out of all the transformations for Majin Buu. But there you have it. That's 7 hidden forms of Buu that have been lost to time, and your friend BlackScape brought them to you in an easily digestible package. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.